Does anyone recognise this backdrop? Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie, and a few weeks ago I spoke about some really bad luck incidents that were happening in my life. There was just an accumulation of things that kept going wrong, and the final the final straw was that I went on a trip to Sweden and had let's just say a really horrible time. You can feel free to go and watch that video, but I'm not going to go over again what took place. It was something quite traumatic. But at the end of the video, I accidentally mentioned that out of a bad situation came a potentially good situation, but I wasn't quite ready to talk about it yet because I didn't want to count my chickens before they'd hatched. However, sitting right here talking to you right now, I am ready to talk about it. So let's go. Well, as a result of all the traumatic things that had happened, I ended up going for some counselling because it was just a little bit much for my head to deal with. And so I went and I got myself a counsellor, and I started going for sessions with them. And one of the things that sort of came up while talking in counselling is that I keep having moments of my life that happen like this. And I keep having moments where it's like, okay, I've got things that happen, and it's an accumulation that end up making me feel just a little bit crap. And so approximately a year or so before the Sweden incident took place, I actually had I had a life in Spain, and I had a boyfriend, and I had lots of lovely things in my life. I had a job that I really enjoyed, and I was just really enjoying life in Spain. But then some things happened back in the UK that meant that I had to give up my life in Spain and go back to the UK. My boyfriend moved abroad, and basically I ended up ending the relationship and giving up life in Spain to go back to the UK to sort things out, and I didn't know what was going to happen. Went back to the UK, started sorting things out, and then, well, as per the last video on this subject, other bad things happened. So as much as I had started to sort through the stuff back in the UK, other bad stuff happened, and things just were a bit crap, and ended up meaning that I was then staying in the UK, potentially permanently, because as a result of Brexit, it would mean that if I gave up life in Spain as it was, then I personally, with my circumstances, would mean that I would never be able to get Spanish residency again, ever. So that was what I was dealing with, and it was a bit crap. But talking to the counsellor, she started to ask me certain questions, and she started to ask well, what is it you really want from your life? What do you want? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And essentially speaking with her, I started to think, you know what, I don't want to face living life in the UK forevermore, and I really, really, really want to go back to Spain and give it another go. And I hadn't been able to fix everything that took place in the UK, but I was willing to kind of just take a step past it all and get it sorted enough to be able to go back to Spain. And so here we are. So if anyone has watched my channel previously, then you will recognise this backdrop because, hey, I'm in my house in Spain. Yay, I'm home again. Yeah, he vuelto a España. Woohoo. So there we go. That was the thing that I alluded to, that I was like, oh, okay, out of a bad situation, something good may have happened. So yeah. So those of you who guessed that I had met someone special, nah, it wasn't that. It was a place that was special instead. But I just thought, because I have some videos on my channel every now and again. I like to talk about, real talk, the hard stuff, but not just the hard stuff, but the good stuff, the hard stuff, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. And so in this video, I just wanted to essentially just touch upon that, and the fact that with what I discussed with the counsellor about what it is that I want from my life and where I want to be. And no, I'm not saying I'm going to live in Spain forevermore. I might go back to the UK. I might move to Australia. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know where my life is going. Let's find out, shall we? But the thing is simply that if we want to do something, we want to achieve something from our lives, then we should put the steps in to go and get it. But at the same time, we shouldn't be putting this sort of like, because I think this is one of the things that I personally struggle with, is there's too many steps to take to get to where it is I want to be. So like, for example, I'm going to use YouTube as one of the things, because I'm sure there's many people watching this who think, this is just a girl talking to a camera. I could do that. So why don't you? Because you've got to think of some sort of subject that you need to talk about, because you need to buy a camera, because you need to buy a microphone, because you need to learn how to edit, and you need to upload, and it just becomes like, oh my gosh, like I could do what this girl's doing, because it's like not exactly rocket science, but at the same time it's like, oh, there's so many steps to get towards it. Whereas actually, I'm recording this right now on my phone. Yes. Yes, I do have a microphone, but it was like £100. And when I very first started this channel, I did not have a microphone. It was literally the microphone that was it was the microphone that was on my phone. The microphone that was on, yes, that did make sense. The microphone that was on my phone. And so it was just like, step one. And then as it happens, subjects, well, guess what? I've got like 4 different subjects that I enjoy talking about. I have my playlist that is real talk, where I like to talk about like real genuine issues like mental health, or, real crap. And then also because like I buzz cut my hair, and it turns out that, guess what? People actually like learning about buzz cuts. So I also have stuff about that. Another thing is that I have sort of trying to live my life a little bit more sustainably, a bit more, a bit of minimalism, a bit of like organizing my life, a bit of, trying to live life a little bit more sustainably. And then lastly, I have a bit of a series at the moment going on, which is a lot of people like to know about my love life. And so that is something that is like going out there. It's just essentially the story of my of my love life through my vision of travel, which biggest passion of my life is travel. Anyway, the point I'm going with here is the fact that, do I have one particular subject? No, I don't. Do I have a professional camera? No, I don't. Do I have a professional microphone? I mean, I've got an okay microphone. It's fine, it'll do. But the point I'm making is that we do in life sometimes put too many steps towards like what it is we want to get. The amount of people that say, oh my gosh, you live in Spain. Oh my God, you're so lucky. And then I go, actually, no, I usually go, oh yeah, great. But in my head, I'm going, lucky? What are you talking about, lucky? This was not luck. I put effort. I saved up money. I researched. I went on trips to Spain to see where I would like to live. I spent periods of time where I was lonely as hell because I didn't know anybody. I learned the language. Luck did not bring me here. I brought me here. Hard work brought me here. And so that essentially is all I wanted to say. That's it, video over. Is the fact that sometimes we put too many steps between where we are and where we want to be. And so I just wanted to say to you right here, right now, in this little video, just simply that if you work out where it is you want to be, there might be 100 steps to get there. But why don't you just sort of like jump over some of those steps and just go for it? So there you go. After my horrendous incident that happened in Sweden, essentially talking to the counsellor made me go, you know what? I've gotten through a lot harder to get to where I want to be. So if I want to go back to Spain, then I'm going to go back to Spain. Anyway, as I said, I'm in Spain, and you might even be able to hear somebody walking past right now shouting something in Spanish. So I'm going to just say goodbye right here and right now. But if there are things that you want to achieve in your life, firstly, let me know what they are, because maybe I might be able to help. Probably not, depending on what they are. But let me know, because maybe I can, maybe I can't. But either way, get on and do it. Go for it. If you succeed, brilliant. If you don't, you've got a life story. Simple. So I'm going to say goodbye from my home in Spain. And obviously videos going forward will be videos from Spain. Yay! And, well, much love to you all. And go do those things. Go on. Stop watching this video and go do them. Okay. Anyway, catch you later. Bye.